Hello, good morning. My name's John Wright, and to all of you, hello. And boy, does these here colors bring the trannies out. Boy, I break all barriers, I tell you. Different strokes for different folks, but I'll tell you what, I do find them entertaining, and what pleases me pleases the Holy Father, because he just don't give a fuck. But if you don't have a dick, you're a chick and you belong in the left hand room. And if you are a cock, you better go to the right or you better fucking walk, because that's the men's bathroom. And I tell you that with all sincerity. And people are up in arms about, matter of fact, they're up in arms about the bathrooms down here at this here steamboat landing. I have the luxury of having a bathroom that I can go to the bathroom in. There's people here that get turned down, the doors are locked and stuff. They got automatic door locks on it. They're locking people out. They only have one bathroom open. It's on the right hand side. They're trying to force everybody into the door. It's a transgender issue, and they goddamn don't have the fucking right to do it. And I'm mad. It doesn't please the Holy Father. And believe me, the Holy Father, it's brought an issue to me about this whole goddamn transgender thing. Hey, different strokes for different folks. You amuse me. You amuse him. You amuse God Almighty. He's amused. He's amused by lots of things. But I'll tell you what, you're no match for him. That's what he says. You are no match for him. So beware. That's a fucking issue. And another issue is, no matter what Iran says, you know, they're backpedaling. They want to fucking now stand down. They don't want to stand up. It's time for Iran to fucking stick their tail between the legs, because I'm fucking sick of it. God Almighty's sick of it. He is sick of it. It's on the goddamn top of his fucking list. And everybody, you can pray to the Holy Father in heaven. You will make him fucking happy. If you make him happy, you will become happy. And by the way, like I see through you, is what he's saying to me. I see through you. You will see through him. He will see through you too when you're doing right instead of fucking wrong. He can't see through, you know what, he could use a person and see sin. And that's why people's prayers are answered when they're legitimately so. I just want you to know that's how it goddamn works. If you say a false prayer, that's just like saying a false witness in court. You know, in reality, he's the guy that you want to please. You don't have to please me. I've been called every goddamn dirty book in the world, and the Holy Father used me. I am a tool used beyond my power. I'm just no more than an instrument or a tool of the Holy Fathers, and you could be an instrument of the Holy Fathers and a tool too. And let's get past that now that we've said homage to the Holy Father, because I tell you what, he is the rock. He likes it when I write his name, the rock, just rock on the beach, and I take up boulder and I throw it down, the rock. And I'll tell you what, he's ready to smash everyone. And he just uses me as a tool. You know what? I don't want goddamn nothing. But I will tell you, if you owe somebody something, you goddamn pay it today. You fucking make a remedy with those people today. You know, I tell my family, you know, this is what I goddamn want, is because God Almighty fucking demands it. You know what? The baseball jerk could shove him up his goddamn ass, and at the same time, you better fucking turn him over to Kevin Baker. You know, I don't care if I ever get those goddamn baseballs back. I'll tell you what, Kevin Baker can turn them and give them away to people that he loves. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as that boy, Matt Wright, would be concerned, he couldn't give a fuck about the value of him either. You know, I know the man. He would be a good person. I wish him well wherever he is. And I wish his mother well the same. And the three of us know the truth. I don't know what they believe or they don't believe in me, but I don't really care anymore. I don't give a fuck, and neither does the Holy Father. And Iran and Lebanon, you're fucking just goddamn ashes as far as the Holy Father's concerned. If you fucking flinch, you're fucking meat. And I would back down and I'd goddamn put it in fucking writing that you're never going to do such a stupid thing ever again. And all these little red Republicans and stuff, beware. I don't want to see you in a goddamn red shirt fucking walking along with somebody with a goddamn mask. You want us to feel fucking sorry for you? I feel no sorry for you, and you goddamn should be fucking ashamed. And I'll tell you what, the eyes of the Holy Father is upon each and every one of you. Because he sees through me. All I gotta do is see through the fucking internet, and I'm seeing what's going on in the fucking world. I see what's going on in the world. God Almighty sees what's going on in the world, and he will act accordingly. Like I say, if Lebanon or Iran continues to aggravate the Holy Father, and I see something on the internet that I don't goddamn like, I'll tell you what, the Holy Father fucking makes it an issue. I don't have to go back out and bitch, moan, complain to anybody. When I leave $22 down at the fucking Safeway store on the fucking counter, I left it there because I felt raped. This woman all of a sudden screaming fucking obscenities. It was just like my sister in the fucking driveway saying nonsense to me. And by the way, I love my sister. If you please the Holy Father, you'd please me, but you don't have to goddamn please me with any fucking thing. I just tell you that outright. Jerry, goddamn it, you do what you fucking want to do. I don't give a fuck. You're either going down or you're going up. You wanted to be buried without your shoes, you know, like you're going to be buried in a coffin. Jerry, you're going to be burnt to fucking hell wearing your shoes. You're not going to get what you goddamn want. What can I say? Peace be with you. You make your bed, you lie in your bed, you fucking cause me any goddamn aggravation. You're gonna fucking suffer, you're gonna pay because you caused him aggravation. If you caused your neighbor aggravation and they cry out to the Holy Father in heaven, you're gonna have a goddamn thing against you. And people say, well, don't cry out to God, you know, forgive and all that. Fuck it. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And I was explaining that to somebody when they were screwing me down here in Camas when all this here happened. The event happened on 7th Street, and I ended up in a church, and I had a man holding my hand, and he says, are you the man that I've been waiting for? And, you know, it was biblical what was happening. I was holding the Bible at that house on 1007th Street in Camas, Washington, at Barbara Donahoe's house, BD, like Donna, Barbara Ho, like DB Cooper, whatever. And I'm reading Revelations, and the book just starts shaking out. The key falls out in my lap, and I'm telling you the truth. Ultimately, I walk down. It's a key to a guitar shop. It's a red thing, you know, like a thing that you'd have dangling on a key, an actual key, and it's to the guitar shop that was downtown Camas, right down there. And what I did was, when I got to the thing, God wanted me to throw that key in the water right there at the mill. And I got there and I said, anything worth having is worth working for. And I threw that key and it landed in the water. And I believe that it opened up the doors to hell, and all the angels in hell, whatever came out of it. And, you know, that's where we are on that one. And I ended up down there, I think, at the guitar store or a shop. And I'm telling you, it continued. I mean, Revelations continued. Armageddon happened. I was at Armageddon. I witnessed what was happening and stuff. I seen, you know, the light in the sky, and I seen destruction on the earth around us, and we are in the new millennium. No matter what somebody tells you, I am telling you the truth. And at the end of the day, you could track around and see the things that's been happening to me all my life. I mean, whether it's the Terry Shortridge incident, where Terry grabbed me by the arm prior to Jim murdering my best friend on my bed. And Terry grabbed me by the arm and he held me over the edge of my trailer. I had a trailer right there at the bowling alley. My dad gave me this trailer for some reason. Dad owed me $400 or something. I know he owed me some money. And I had money when I was a kid. I mean, I had money when no one else had goddamn money, because I fucking worked for my money, and I fucking worked. What do? You're supposed to save your fucking money, you know? So anyway, The trailer ended up disappearing after Terry Shortridge got murdered. I have no goddamn grudge against it. I just know it's gone. The bowling alley was there and bowling was happening. And, you know, Terry Shortridge, he held me over the edge of the trailer. And, you know, then it resides that my family's been doing stuff to me now. My best friend's doing it. And also, David Glenn got beat up. Prior to that, then Terry Shortridge held me over the edge of the trailer. You know, and Terry Shortridge had my blessing to beat the crap out of David Glenn, because David Glenn kept calling out my friend to get beat up again. So there's history there. And anyway, then Terry Shortridge dies on my bed in the house, and it's to silence the town of Morton over that bowling alley right there. Well, that's just one incident. And when Jim shot him, he says, I just shot my best friend. And another thing, after the bowling alley was built, Jerry's doing the same thing. He takes a shot at me like he's going to hit me in the face with a screwdriver, and all of a sudden his hand stops. I look around, his hand, I mean, Jesus Christ, it stopped. I'm like, this isn't supposed to happen. It did. And Jerry says, I almost hit you with that screwdriver. I didn't say nothing. I already witnessed the other things that was happening around me. Jim saying something and this, and you know, pretty soon Skip Davis is going to get murdered. You know, he's found out of town, and you know, he was murdered. That was the Zodiac, him and Marlene Netzer, and that was right out of the Wheel Cafe. And if you look at the Wheel Cafe, under who the contact is, it says, Terry got you all. You know, this is just a big joke with somebody fucking with people in that town. The Wheel Cafe has never successfully opened again after the murder of Skip Davis, Marlene Netzer, and Betty Ford out of that very business that night. And my mother worked in that business. My mother's the town gossip. You know, I'm telling you, I have friends that's just on my ass about Marietta. They don't. There's nothing they can say. There's nothing they can say to me that I don't goddamn know that it's true. So they don't mind saying it to me, and I'm not going to say something that isn't true about the situation. It's like my mother coming in and complaining to me about things, and I just look at her and say, well, what the fuck do you expect? And by the way, what do you expect? When you do things that's against God Almighty and you have not very good luck and karma and stuff like that, what the fuck do you expect? You made your bed, you lied in it. And you lied in it, right there. And let's see, here we've got the Hayden Biden car, and I still have it, and this here's the famous Bonnie Jackson car. It's the legendary Speed Racer, the Mach 5, yes, it's just the over cover of it, so you wouldn't know if you were racing me that I had the legendary 5,000 horsepower, if it will be known. And like I said, it's a storyline. They go about 20 miles an hour, but I will tell you that yesterday I went down to the park because I had a young man that wanted to challenge me to a race, and I was going to bring out the Hayden Biden car and the Bonnie Jackson car, and we were going to have a race. And while I was waiting for him, and he didn't show up, and I find things, just like I found this over at Ernie Tobeck's house, right where I said that somebody probably buried something there. So anyway, that's besides the point, and I offered it to Bonnie and Ernie, and Bonnie and Ernie gave it back when they seen that it was the right thing to do, and I found it. Okay, so anyway, I always like to go through this with people. So anyway, we got these are two cars. I had the Lena Machina. It was the number 9 car. I think people have heard about. My sister heard about the Lena Machina. She has a little problem in her ass end, and she's also a stripper that's on Chatterbait. Let's just label her what her is. She's a stripper. She's not quite a whore, but if she prostitutes out on the side, whatever. If it pleases God Almighty, it pleases me, and if it pleases me, it pleases God Almighty, so get over it. You know, who are you to judge anybody is what I'm saying. So now, because if you judge, you will be judged and all that good shit. So now going back to the Bonnie Jackson and the Hayden Biden car, we've got this girl. She came up to me and she seen me driving the Lena Machina on the skate park, you know, hills going up, oh, like this, oh, you know, like this. And she comes over and she goes, I got a challenge for you. Oh, you've got a challenge for me. Nobody challenged me yet. This little girl. Well, the other boy, he wanted to challenge me, but he did not show up. And I have good faith that his mother will tune in and they will come and race me because I always tell the truth. And I have two other cars over here, a Charger and two Chargers, what it is. Just like this. And these here Chargers are actually cop cars. The beast. Oh, he's dramatic and he's eccentric. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm eccentric. I'm eccentric. It's all child's play. You know, I could write my name in the sand and I could wipe it out and I can write it again, and I shit you not, I can. And why? Because God Almighty lets me do so. And I'm D.B. Cooper's hijacked son, and I've been hijacked for a lot of years. And now I know what's going on. And D.B. Cooper, the D.B. Cooper, you see this here? My grandma's property's right there on the map, right in the middle of the picture. Can you beat that? No, I bet you cannot. And the aerial transponder is right next to it, so it has to go whoop around my grandmother's property. I could only imagine that they used flares. It was on the property. I know there was dynamite on the property that almost got thrown into the fireplace that my cousin Jack grabbed out of my hand because I was going to throw it about 40 feet onto the thing. And if that would have happened, boy, that would have been a sight now, wouldn't it? Now, it was a blessing that Jack was right there to stop it before it happened. And you see, now that takes me to, well, look, still missing, but the Zodiac and D.B. Cooper didn't miss, and me and Bonnie both was together in California when Dad came in the camper, and there was the Zodiac Killer has just struck. Comes on, and I said, Dad, the Zodiac Killer, he's just struck. And he goes, there's no one, he's nowhere near us. And obviously it was my dad looking back, and everybody was silenced. And even when I said that, Bonnie says, I was there. And I said, yes, Bonnie, you was. So the truth is the truth, and he used my mother's 1963 Delta F-85 Oldsmobile. 1963, that's when John F. Kennedy got murdered, and F-85, 85 and 8's 13 letters for the Zodiac is George L. Wright, and his marriage license coincides with it. George L. Wright was the Zodiac. George L. Wright was D.B. Cooper. The bowling alley in Morton, Washington was built with the hijackers' money. I built the bowling alley with the hijackers' money, and isn't that nice? And George Fairhart, you stood in front of me jumping up and down saying, my dad is your slave, my dad's your slave. Now, other things happened in Morton, Washington. Morton, Washington had a great snow, and the roofs and stuff all caved in, and people were crying to God that they would stop. And wasn't that wonderful? And prior to that happened, I was at Elwyn's house, just lives outside of Morton, about 5 miles out of Morton. And he raises wolves and stuff, and I wish Elwyn well. And let's see, Elwyn was there. Elwyn said something to me. It triggered the event. I said, it's going to start snowing, it's going to snow and snow and snow until the roofs cave in, until they're crying for God to stop this. I get so dramatic, by the way. And let's see. And what another thing that happened? I found this here book right here on my path. 18 Tiny Deaths. Isn't that something? And I was talking about lottery tickets, and I was talking to a man right down here, and then I go down the beach, and then I find this woman's writing all about lottery, or about numbers and the stuff that I do, coming to stuff. And I am not shitting you when I say this here. And I've read some of this woman's writings, and it's really neat because then I came back and I showed the guy the book, and I thought that was really fun too. And by the way, so everybody knows, this is the actual book that I sent from to Donald Trump 2 weeks before Hezbollah blew up. Washington State governor got the same thing, and the Department of L&I got the same thing. So L&I's been on notice already that I'm not there, and I'll be changing my address and everything, as I am in the process of right now, because timing is the essence, and I timed out everything such as I do. And don't you think that Lebanon hasn't been on my radar through Morton, Washington, all the way there? I'm after the goddamn bloodline, and they're gonna fucking pay for those 50 Americans that got murdered in Morton, in Beirut. That was American servicemen, and maybe from other countries too, but there's 50 men there that got murdered in the Beirut bombing, and these people can pay. And also on the internet and stuff, I've had things jump up on the internet. God will let me know right through the screens and stuff what's going on. I'll see pictures of people and stuff, of people that's actually looked at my websites and stuff, like Mrs. Hobbit, Donald Trump's attorney, and I knew she was looking at my thing. Donald Trump knows he's the Antichrist, and I know that I am the Lord. You know, I'm not too worried about blasphemy, but I will tell you that Donald Trump has, and Donald Trump has symptoms that he's not telling you guys of, like fucking ringing in the ears and just a miserable goddamn life, because he knows that it's over. And he knew that he was the Antichrist, and he was compelled to the feeling that he may be God. I've been such a humble person in my own personal life. I didn't tell anybody that I was I'm a religious person. I thought everybody was, but everybody around me said, you actually believe that they were acting. And I know I actually did believe it, and I actually do believe it, and I'm glad I never denied it. Even in my darkest hours, I never denied it. And I will tell you that, and I'll tell you the truth. And then I've got stories of a ring that appeared in my dresser drawer that was Brian Christopher Silcox, and BCS. BS. And anyway, I see BS. And too, by the way. And God sees through me, and I see through you. If I see you and you're doing wrong, God sees you've done wrong, you know. And by the way, through all the believers out there, God sees through you too. Whether you know it or not, the eyes are the soul of the window, so don't be judging people because you don't know who's really viewing you, okay? And you want to be nicer to people from now on, because, you know, you got a new lease on life. You really do. And you do have a choice. You know, you could stand up for what's right, but you know what? Unethical behavior, I will not fucking tolerate it. And by the way, anybody that says something to me like, I just don't know, I don't know who to vote for, and I don't know, you know, I just don't know. You know what? You fucking vote with ethics. Donald Trump has no ethics. He don't even know Stormy Daniels. As far as I'm concerned, Stormy Daniels is a saint in heaven. And if she pleased God Almighty and she pleased me, I'll tell you what, fuck, she's goddamn forgiven, because at least she told the goddamn truth. Whether she was a prostitute or a porn star, I don't give a fuck. If I banged Stormy Daniels, I would be proud to say, yeah, I banged Stormy Daniels and I had a fucking hell of a good time. If I had a hell of a good time. But if I didn't have a hell of a good time with Stormy Daniels, well, I might just not say I ever had sex with Stormy Daniels, unless Stormy Daniels said, well, I had sex with him. And I'd say, yeah, she did have sex with me. And you never heard me brag one time, because Stormy Daniels wasn't worth a fuck. But now if Stormy Daniels is worth a fuck, I'd say, yeah, Donald Trump fucked her, and he's not even telling the truth about the whole goddamn thing. And if I ever fucked Stormy Daniels, and I'm sure that Stormy would just give me the wonderful time of my life. Stormy, that's for you, baby. I am proud of you. If you've pleased me, you've pleased the Holy Father. Does anybody a goddamn object? Because if you goddamn object with me, you're going to fucking hell. And I goddamn promise you, you're going straight in the fucking hell because you fucking think that you're goddamn right when you're goddamn wrong. And I'm going straight up, and so is Stormy Daniels as far as I'm concerned. If you love God, Stormy Daniels, you'll be forgiven because if you please God, you've pleased me, and you don't have to please me or have sex with me, by the way. But if I did have sex with you, Stormy, and you made me fucking happy, I'd be proud to say, oh, you're going to say something about this woman? When this woman to me is a queen in heaven. And by the way, isn't that nice? Do you not agree with me? Because if you don't goddamn agree with me, you're against Stormy Daniels, you're against me. You're against the Holy Father. If you don't fucking love the Holy Father, you don't love Stormy Daniels. Because Stormy Daniels obviously would please God Almighty by telling her the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the fucking truth. And anybody that tells me they don't know how they're going to vote and everything, I think I'll vote for Trump. You know what? You're not conning me, and you're not conning the rest of Americans. And fuck you all. I'm voting for women. I'm voting for men's rights. And 99% of the people I meet, 98% of the people that I meet are firmly with me. There's only 2% of the weirdos. You know, roughly I would say 20% of the country is in a fucking delusional state. There's no goddamn delusion. Iran, if you fucking raise one fucking finger, you're going to be wiped off the map anyway. God's not fucking happy with you. You better fucking kiss and make up to the whole goddamn world. And by the way, Russia's going to tuck their fucking tail between their legs because they're getting hammered all the time now. The Holy Father's powers come down upon the earth. I see the fucking news. God Almighty sees through me. And if you believe through the holy power and prayers and stuff, God Almighty will see through you too. I never thought I was special, but I did believe in the Holy Father all the way. I don't care what your goddamn flavor is. The men's on the right-hand side, the women's on the left-hand side. Don't fucking argue with me. And don't be some dyke bitch that'll come up and say, well, I'm going to use goddamn bathroom. No, what? You go in that fucking bathroom, $1,000 goddamn fine, as far as I'm concerned. Does that make a remedy to it? $1,000 goddamn fine if a dick's in a chick's fucking slit. And that slit's on the left-hand side, that's goddamn the left-hand door. The bathrooms are on the left-hand side as far as I'm concerned. And by the way, women, if you're in the fucking men's room, bend over because I want to fuck you. Okay? You want to slip into the men's room, you want to have sex with me. As far as I'm concerned, that's the way it is. And by the trannies and stuff like that, you want to have sex with me too. You want to be in the right-hand room with the women. Whatever, don't fuck up no more. I'm sick of it. The Holy Father's sick of it too, and he's goddamn sick of it. And he's sick of Russia. He's sick of fucking Iran. He's sick of fucking Lebanon. And he's sick of the rest of the goddamn countries that's against him. If you're against the Holy Father, you're gonna fucking pay. And by the way, there's only one God. There's only one God. I'm led to believe that it's I am Allah. I am. Whatever it is, as he says, is a rock. Write my name. Rock. And I say, he is so wise, or I am so wise. One of the two, I goddamn know it. But I'll tell you what, I'm telling you the fucking truth, the whole truth. And if you don't believe me, there's a scar under my arm, and I've got scars on my feet. And you guys can come stick your fucking finger down here and check it out. And if you want to fucking check out my feet, good. If you kiss my feet, there's going to be trouble. I might kick you in the fucking face. I don't like it. Only a fucking chick loves me. You got it? Good. You fucking got it? Good. Because I love women, and I don't care how many women I've fucking loved. I got a bad reputation. I don't know why. I brush my teeth, I comb my hair, and I'm a really goddamn good fucking guy. Don't fuck with me. I have women that love me. I see it in their eyes. And by the way, anybody that's against me is against the Holy Father. Have a nice goddamn day. And I'll tell you what, once again, Iran, the fucking strictest way, you fucking get your tail right up between your goddamn leg and you fucking make peace in the Middle East because you're about ready to become goddamn toast. and I fucking, uh, I approve. I goddamn approve because the Holy Father approves. If it makes the Holy Father happy, I'm goddamn extremely fucking happy. If this God in heaven's happy, maybe my life will be happy, because I'll tell you what, his happiness is based upon my happiness, and my happiness is based upon his happiness. He wants me to be his entertainer, I guess, and sing to him. I sing to anybody that can listen to my voice. I suck. Okay? But to him, I sound fucking good. He wants me to be a lover and a fighter. I love women, by the way. Line them up. I'll send you home at the end of the night. I just don't care. And he don't care anymore either. And I'm not doing this for my beneficial. It's whatever he deserves, whatever. And by the way, I fucking say, do what you fucking want to do, and I don't care. I just don't fucking personally care anymore. But I'll tell you what, if I don't goddamn, if I see shit that I don't approve, like this garbage and all this crap that's around, this loitering, this goddamn backbiting, this people in white trucks that work for the city think they goddamn can abuse people that fucking spend $5,000 in the community that's being treated like I'm a transient or worse. My God, they're catering to the transvestites and giving them my bathroom even. Don't think I'm not pissed off about the bathrooms, because that's a man's right to have his bathroom on the right hand side. And by the way, ladies first, so don't goddamn argue with me either. I love you, and by the way, I'll swat you on the ass as you come. I'm not going to abuse you, and you're going to love every fucking second of it too, by the way. And if you don't think I have a fucking chip on my shoulder, chips sky high. Don't delusion yourself. I'm the real Son of God. And by the way, dynamite comes in small packages, whatever. Anyway, my name's John T. Wright. I'm just sending this out today. You know, do what you can for America, and America will do for you. You know, don't ask what America will do for you. You get off your ass and you do for America for fucking once. For fucking once. And by the way, mind your own goddamn business. And treat your neighbors nice, like you would like to be treated. You'll gain respect. With hard work, you'll get great wisdom. And you're no match for the Holy Father in heaven, and don't you ever goddamn think so. Isn't that nice? And you have a great day. I love you. And this is John Wright. And by the way, don't tell you I didn't tell you so. And Starbucks in the morning is a really good cup of coffee. I'll tell you what, I go with the roasted coffee, you know, and you do half and half. They got a high test, they got a regular. And I do the Yukon coffee. When I just buy it in the bag, I bring it home. I do my coffee in my motorhome. Here with a little whipped cream on top. Ooh, baby. Ooh, you know how I like it. And I got that can of whipped cream so I could just put it on my girls' bodies and lick it off. And don't tell me you don't like it, because I goddamn know you do. And for all you women out there that says I'm a prude and you don't have a dildo, I know you do. And all you guys that aren't getting pussy, maybe you could buy a stroker so you don't lean on these women that don't want to give it up to you because you're not deserving for them to give up their pussy to. Isn't this fun now? And I break all barriers, and for the best coffee in town, go to Starbucks. See one of those lovely people today that works there, whether they're women or men. Treat them with great respect and stuff, because they're there to serve you, and don't treat them like they're not worthy. And you have a wonderful day, and I tell everybody, have a wonderful day, and I love you no matter what God does, because God doesn't love you as much as I do. And if I don't love you, God will not love you, and there will be no hope for you. So you have a wonderful day, and don't say John Wright never told you so, and have a great day.